Stand up, rise to their feet for the great King. Give it up for Yahweh, everybody. Hallelujah. Praise Yah. Hallelujah. Give it up for Yah. Praise the Most High. The Elohim of YIsraEL. Yahweh, the Most High. You're not a man of YIsraEL. Come on.
Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Praise Yah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Hallelujah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Praise Yah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up
4 minutes until showtime.
Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Praise Yah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up, Giving glory, Yah Elohim, Israel's mighty king, the one who make my heart clean. Put water in the stream, giving peace in my scene. No release from his dreams. Needles from the fiends, yeah. Hollows in the magazine. Swallow this, communicate every word that Yah say. Gotta fear him every day. Trembling when I pray, commencing in his holy way. Many people they will hate when lifting never from their evil state. Pride and arrogance, Yah abominate. All pagans I consolidate. They will all meet the same fate. Round them easy like cheese grate. Stuff them all in the pie like you eating cheesecake. Put them all to the fire, watch the beast obliterate. Now I can't commiserate Yahweh from my plate. Now that Yahweh when he taking bodies like Super 8. The road bitter to you, but honey to my taste. Come on. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Praise Yah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Hallelujah.
3 minutes until showtime.
Praise Yah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Hallelujah. I know you always looked at me wrong. Just thought I was nothing, just a dance in a song. A gun in the hand, a slave on your land, or gold in the sand. Though I'm the perfect mold of a man. Know that I'm the apple of his eye, his beautiful wife. I'm etched in the palm of his hands. The glory of his light. I'm placed on the right. Israelite, the love of his life. Who's his? What's his? Know the biz. Please let him know the name of his. Yod hey, Wad hey. Need an explanation of this. Yahweh, Elohim, creator of all there is. Now formalities out of the way. Next is casualties and the people you slay. False deities you pray, hope hear you someday. What you expect from the flashes you make? It can't sleep, walk, talk, or eat, let alone do anything great. They fake, Yah real Israel. Who would be when your knees become lucid to see? Bowing the heat, all praises to the great King. Give it up for Yahweh, come on. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the
2
Most High.
minutes until showtime.
Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Hallelujah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Praise Yah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Hallelujah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for Yah. Give it up for Yah. Give it up for the Most High. Come on, praise Yah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Praise Yah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. Hallelujah. Israel, come on. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. Praise Yah.
1 minute until showtime.
Give it up for the Most High. Hallelujah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Praise Yah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Hallelujah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Praise Yah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Hallelujah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Praise Yah. Give it up for the Most High. Give it up for the Most High. Hallelujah.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
my refuge and my fortress. Protects me from the wicked's deadly ordinance. Snakes master psychology. Phony people studying fakeology. Y'all see, I'm a God, it's not ego. Psalms 82 verse 6. Even JC know who be me. Lion face crew be deep. Soldiers for YAH'S. Screw these streets in front like the heat goat. That's how I leap. Waiting on the master. In the meantime, studying for my masters. Building houses, growing college. Sharpen my sword, and I'm cutting up scholars. Raising my son, searching for the wife. YAH, I pray he find a virtuous one. Stand for justice, relieve the oppressed. Call on YAH, deliver the fatherless. Let Israel be blessed.
Keeping my eyes on YAH, I won't let up. I'm strong and bold, I won't give up. When I fall, He came and saved me. The righteous fall, don't let up. Every time we gon' get up. When I call, He came and saved me.
Yo, when the poor oppress the poor, it's like the sweeping rain, leaving no food, just pain. But YAH'S name I exclaim. Feed my brethren wisdom, YAH willing, He will do the same. Shame and calamity on my family, trapped in captivity. Many years ago, holding the calico. Never know how my light glow till I step through them two doors. Left church, cause that was just fool's gold. My eyes the color of onyx. YAH'S message came to me as clear as you telephonically alerting me. He opened the scrolls and fed His word to me. Now I must give to those hope lost whose spirit is froze. The knowledge of how they conquer their foes. Enemies be hatred of self. Something dangerous like this crack is wealth. Let's flee Babylon and let YAH be our help.
Keeping my eyes on YAH, I won't let up. I'm strong and bold, I won't give up. When I fall, He came and saved me. The righteous fall, don't let up. Every time we gon' get up. When I call, He came and saved me. Keeping my eyes on YAH, I won't let up. I'm strong and bold, I won't give up. When I fall, He came and saved me. The righteous fall, don't let up. Every time we gon' get up. When I call, He came and saved me. Keeping my eyes on YAH, I won't let up. I'm strong and bold, I won't give up. When I fall, He came and saved me. The righteous fall, don't let up. Every time we gon' get up. When I call, He came and saved me. Keeping my eyes on YAH, I won't let up.
This is a quiet storm production.
Yo, Mowreh IshiYAH to me, son of man, eat that what you findest. Eat this roll and go speak to the house of Israel. So I open my mouth and He calls me to eat that roll. And He said to me, son of man, cause your belly to eat and fill your bowels with that roll that I give you. Then did I eat, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. Come eat this roll, yo. Come eat this roll, eat this roll. Open your mouth, digest these words and fill your soul. It's honey for sweetness when He speak these words to me. It make me grow. Come eat this roll, 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 come eat this roll. Open your mouth, digest these words and fill your soul. It's honey for sweetness when He speak these words to me. It make me grow. Come eat this roll, 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 come eat this roll. Sitting at this table, tore my plate, all the food gets great. They find more flavor, no man don't live by bread alone. Begin my portion in the morning like I'm eating on a bagel. Just spiritual food, living on she and that before try being teased. So shout out to my level with the lions of the town. Silence on the pound, figure hear my brother blood crying from the ground like Abel. Ziggy 03, tell me fill my belly. Get the words of YAH, ain't none you can tell me. None you can tell it. When my people so embarrassed, still jealous of the truth. From you for being days. We hard on our hearts, stiff in our face. Yahweh said don't be afraid of they words. They do I'm a scorpion. Said the look don't be dismayed. Tell them everything I say, whether they hear it, just say nay. And when I look, their hand was sit to me and a roll up a book just lay. He spread it right before my face. Trouble was written on every page. Lamentations like this time described in Jeremiah's day. Moses fasted 40 days to receive the loss of Yahweh from from the morning up till evening. All you can eat like a buffet. Gotta stuff your plate with the words you read. And sweet is dessert if you eat it. Teach it to your children to keep it. I need it more than the air I'm breathing. Meet this road. Open your mouth, digest these words and fill your soul. It's honey for sweetness when he speak these words to me. It make me grow. Come meet this road. 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 Open your mouth, digest these words and fill your soul. It's honey for sweetness when he speak these words to me. It make me grow. Come meet this road. 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 Manure on my chain, tore my ring, bridges hanging low. Yeah, rock my tassels in the booth so long this week feel like the feast of tabernacle. Scripts on deck, yeah, I'm finna go retarded. Ain't another name, Yahweh be the heart, is crazy, contagious. The same, we started at the same as you artists in the game full of talks I aim. And everybody speakers, turn them loud and let this bang. Turn up, turn up, turn up for Yahweh, yeah, give him his praise. Never felt a feeling like this, getting high, couldn't even come near it. Don't need food or water to never, cause Yahweh fills me with his spirit. Put a new heart inside my chest, not a stone but one of flesh. All your laws I have not kept, and if I fall off, that's my death. But that's my fault for being kept. If it ain't Yahweh, who you got left? I owe my all to the Almighty, hope you got me through my steps. Open them scrolls and see what's next, come meet this road to you digest. This whole book like Eli, so I keep mine by my side. Overdose, I can be in show. We still in the comatose. Come meet this roll and get eloped and have a feast of your overdose. Meet this roll.
Overdose.
Gather together, O nation I desire. Before the decree go forth and Yah bringing his fire. Seek Yahweh, seek meekness, walk in humility, not weakness. Yah's teaching us his ways to be higher. Learning truth, no more subject to the liars. Submit to Yah, the only way he'll unite us. Yah's way is holy, true judgment, and he righteous. We can front on Yah, not even in the slightest. Sons will be loud, be faking like they like us. But Yah gave us all to our heart's desires. He'll cut you off for spreading hate like a virus. So turn to Yah, he is torn as he will bind us. He is smited and he will heal us. After 2 days, yeah, he will revive us. In the third day, in his sight, we will rise up. Let's go.
Gather our faith together. Bring them all together. Those that made a covenant through sacrifice. Yah is light. Gather our faith together. Bring them all together. Those that made a covenant through sacrifice. Yah is light.
Gather together, O nation I desire. Before the decree go forth and Yah bringing his fire. Seek Yahweh, seek meekness, do his judgments, walk in righteousness. Learn Yah's path, he will lighten it. While we fighting this, we the same blood, have the same Ima, in the same Abba. We all are slaves, live the same drama. My people, we be true brethren. 400 years have we learned a lesson, how good and pleasant if we dwell together. Yeah, 2 is better, 3 is hardly broken, and millions live forever. The enemy wanna cut us off to be a nation, never, but the shackles are severed. Soon we'll be one nation with one king, one law, all serving one Elohim.
Gather our faith together. Bring them all together. Those that made a covenant through sacrifice. Yah is light. Gather our faith together. Bring them all together. Those that made a covenant through sacrifice. Yah is light.
Gather together, O nation I desire. Gather together, let's gather together. Come on, gather together, O nation I desire. Gather together, let's gather together. Let's go. Gather together, O nation I desire. Gather together, let's gather together. Come on, gather together, O nation I desire. Gather together, let's gather together. Let's go.
Gather our faith together. Bring them all together. Those that made a covenant through sacrifice. Yah is light. Gather our faith together. Bring them all together.
thank you all for coming back out. This is Babylon Saga. I go by the name of YIsraEL. That's YAH'S Supreme, in case you didn't know. I'd like to take you through the experience of my office. You know, Babylon is like that land that we're gonna leave one day. Some of us gonna get promoted, some gonna be fired. Everybody ain't gonna be happy. Come on, check it. Go. Well, let me reintroduce you to this lion straight from Judah, one of the 12 tribes. All gather, all rise as we gather around the water coolers as we discuss our exodus and all the things that Egypt still doing to us. Said Jacob still say it's the land of the beautiful. Been here over 20 years, no knowledge for me to grow. This harsh foods the kids crying, and every time I look in the paper, all I see is Babylon keeps on downsizing. Man, I found a new gig, new strategy. Sure to have all my co-workers getting mad at me. Found wisdom, knowledge, and integrity. Try to get my people act, but all they do is laugh at me. They just little lamb getting led to the slaughter while the wicked stay hungry, stay placing their orders. Gotta lead the job before it sets on fire, cause we prior this be my desire. So my hat, my clothes, my dough, they know, but so see, they don't really know about it. New cars, new frames, no doubt. I'm watching change, but they don't really know about it. Who's this? Who's that? What's that? Sell crack, who raps, but they don't really know about it. My hat, my clothes, my dough, they know, but so see, they don't really know about it. Since the past got just to hire y'all's new employer, 2 week notice I don't make Mowreh. It's the land of idolatry, wickedness and queers. In 2 weeks, you notice that I ain't here. They try to convince me and say that the job gets better, whatever. My king provides for me through any endeavors. Up to my stony heart, and it changes for meekness. So everybody try to take one kindness for weakness. They feel convoying, saying you ain't gon' do that. Give him a couple months and he'll be right back. But I don't argue with no fool, keep my demeanor strictly cool. Maybe you'll understand if you just follow by the rules. Insubordination, the reason you stuck in the same station. So praise the mighty Yah, watch your wicked start decaying. But it's coming from me, so you know they go ignore it. It doesn't matter what day they'll meet my applause. Because my hat, my clothes, my dough, they know, but so see, they don't really know about that. New cars, new frames, no doubt. I'm watching change, but they don't really know about that. Who's this? Who's that? What's that? Still crack, who raps, but they don't really know about that. My hat, my clothes, my dough, they know, but so see, they don't really know about that. Come on, man. I don't care what you say, man. I'm out of here. Come on, man. Say, they don't really know about God. Hear what y'all talking about, man. I'm gonna sing this all day, all night. Gonna march out of Babylon saying, they don't really know about God. To the east, to the east, say, they don't really know about God. To the west, say, they don't really know about God. To the north, say, they don't really know about God. To the south, say, they don't really know about God. Come on, Christians, say, they don't really know about God.
Keep going in the strength of Yah. Whenever I fall, He make me rise. Wipe my tears when they make me cry. Carry me on when they break my stride. Keep going in the strength of Yah. I'ma keep going in the strength of Yah. I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going in the strength of Yah. Keep going in the strength of Yah. Whenever I fall, He make me rise. Wipe my tears when they make me cry. Carry me on when they break my stride. Keep going in the strength of Yah. I'ma keep going in the strength of Yah. I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going in the strength of Yah. Have you ever been down and out? No one to look to, who can you call on? Seem like nothing is going your way, pockets turned thin, all of your cash gone. Then you face the east and hit your knees and spread your hands high to the Most High. Then He poured down a blessing too big to receive, cause He remember every time that you pay tithes. You see we all got problems, get your burdens, Y'all lay down your tribulations. You see we gotta be strong and courageous, like y'all commanded Joshua and Caleb. Don't nothing come easy in this world, everything that you need, best believe you gotta work for it. May have to go through the dirt for it, y'all can still the thing, but it's the glory, King said He search for it. But the lights get dark, Yahweh keeps my candle glowing on. And when things seem like they too hard to handle, I'ma stay strong. Keep going in the strength of Yah. Whenever I fall, He make me rise. Wipe my tears when they make me cry. Carry me on when they break my stride. Keep going in the strength of Yah. I'ma keep going in the strength of Yah. I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going in the strength of Yah. Keep going in the strength of Yah. Whenever I fall, He make me rise. Wipe my tears when they make me cry. Carry me on when they break my stride. Keep going in the strength of Yah. I'ma keep going in the strength of Yah. I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going in the strength of Yah. Whenever I lost someone I loved or a family member, and my heart grew cold as the snow in December, I looked to my left, then I looked to my right. No man in sight, but Yah was waiting straight ahead at the end of the light. Don't give up the fight, it's never too late as long as you got breath and walk left. For wickedness, Yah remove my steps. If I get a second chance, I'ma do my best. Be eyes to the blind, feet to the lame, a father to the poor, and I broke the jaws of the wicked, plucked the spoil out of his dentures. When it gets them, gave hope to those ready to perish, caused the widow's heart to sing. I put on righteousness and they clothe me as a robe and diadem. Stay strong like Joe with my Elohim. Please Yah redeem your holy seed. And those that's pain in the heart who don't think they gon' make it across, please tell them see Yah. Keep going in the strength of Yah. Whenever I fall, He make me rise. Wipe my tears when they make me cry. Carry me on when they break my stride. Keep going in the strength of Yah. I'ma keep going in the strength of Yah. I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going in the strength of Yah. Keep going in the strength of Yah. Whenever I fall, He make me rise. Wipe my tears when they make me cry. Carry me on when they break my stride. Keep going in the strength of Yah. I'ma keep going in the strength of Yah. I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going in the strength of Yah. When the lights get dark, Yahweh keeps my candle glowing on. And when things seem like they too hard to handle, I'ma stay strong. When the lights get dark, Yahweh keeps my candle glowing on. And when things seem like they too hard to handle, I'ma stay strong. Keep going in the strength of Yah. Whenever I fall, He make me rise. Wipe my tears when they make me cry. Carry me on when they break my stride. Keep going in the strength of Yah. I'ma keep going in the strength of Yah. I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going in the strength of Yah. Keep going in the strength of Yah. Whenever I fall, He make me rise. Wipe my tears when they make me cry. Carry me on when they break my stride. Keep going in the strength of Yah. I'ma keep going in the strength of Yah. I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going. I'ma keep going in the strength of Yah.
There was nobody before him, and there was nobody after him. Can I get an amen? Amen. Can I get a hallelujah? Hallelujah. We let everybody know that. Now, what's another sign that Yah say would be over people that believe
Black supremacists.
Let me show you. Go there.
Exodus 31, 12 through 17. This is how you get down with the Israelite team. Praising Yahweh, your Elohim, on this holy convocation day. Thou shalt not do any work, nah. And if you're picking up sticks, then you will get hit. This is what you do after you roam in your home. Don't go out doing that work, you get stoned. And we telling our brothers and sisters, please listen to what the Most High say. That we must praise Him each and every day. But there's one day that's sanctified. Praise Yah. He gave it to us from His Son. And I'm telling you, I never leave it behind. Always keep it on my mind. And this is how we get refined. Each and every time the light shines.
Exodus 31. Start reading at the 12th verse. Right here, all this couldn't be obvious. I just make me cry. And here's what the Most High said. Yahweh to Moses.
Verily my Sabbath He shall keep. And anybody coming into my house better watch what they speak. Watch. I don't want nobody speaking out of turn. You can't hear to listen and learn. Watch what come out your mouth. Don't let your
soul get burned. Please just turn to the Most High. This is how he sanctifies. He wants us to tell the children of Israel who are trapped in these gates of hell. Please just learn how to do well. Stop getting on your knees every Sunday once you be double A.L.
All to the children of Israel.
They must turn from these wicked ways that they do every Sabbath day. Matter of fact, the ones that turn that darkness into light that sink a sundown from sundown is when the Sabbath day go down. But they strictly confused in the land of confusion. It is Yahweh is giving us to our own delusion. And let our fears become before our faces. And that's why we worship our brothers. Why you looking to the heavens when you cry? Do you think you are floating by the sky? Or going to the earth under the waters? Please tell me, my sons and daughters. It is Yahweh's Sabbath day. Thou shalt not do any work, no. Matter of fact, let me read the commandment. Remember the seventh day to keep it holy. Days shall I labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day holy unto Yahweh. Thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, man, servant, maid, servant, nor thy ox, nor thy ass. So let this holy day pass. For in 6 days Yah made the heavens, the earth, the sea, and all that in them is. It rested on the Sabbath day. Therefore Yahweh bless the Sabbath day to keep it holy. So remember the Sabbath day. It is a time between me and Jesus. Say it, Yah. Please, my people, hear what he got to say. For Yah for the Sabbath day.
Because he gave us ability. He gave us the knowledge and wisdom and understanding. And he gave us the courage to tell anybody, I implore you, or Charlie, or anyone else, I'm gonna keep Sabbath. This establish my relationship with the Most High. Verily, Sabbath ye shall keep.
For it is a sign.
Notice. The Almighty, just like they had signs. They're supposed to follow people that believe in Him. How many of y'all have those signs? None of you have. None of them exist. Which means the book is a form. But here, Yahweh has signs, and He said these people that believe in Him, though you would see that sign. What sign? Read it. Can I get an amen? Can I get a hallelujah? And we let everybody know that.
They took your fan from you and left you there grieving. Put bands on you with no time for bereavement. Ran scams on you, took away your achievements. But your baby still stand for you, though they lock us down in the precincts. Shot us down, 8 shots in the back, still hanging from the trees. That was just recent. They pillaged our land, left you there bleeding. Murdered your baby and left you there screaming. Divided your substance and gave it to the heathen. Said that we unfair, but they continue cheating. Said that we faithless, but they not believing. I am Zion, but they still deceiving. I gotta prove, but they don't need a reason. But Yah's strength, there's no competing. Zion is restored, the holy season. Sadiq sacrifices, the time of feasting. Yahako, loose thy chains, it's time for releasing. Loose thy chains, it's time for releasing. and asunder. Y'all spoke a secret to his elect, and now the world stares in wonder. Y'all want me to says a man out of earth fears from his thunder. We gonna be free, yeah, and praise the Almighty. Come on, we gonna be free, yeah, and magnify the Almighty, yeah. Y'all hear the saints calling that they can't breathe. They slain by the wicked police. Yet your garments, Zion, they beautiful. Clothe yourselves in peace and just dust the dirt off your shoulders. Live in truth and get bolder and bolder. Live in justice and get bolder and bolder. Live in judgment and get bolder and bolder. Yah's gonna deliver us soon. Babylon is over. I'm headed to the holy city, the city of David, the holy city. Hard Zion, the holy city. Yerushalayim is the holy city. I'm headed to the holy city, the holy city. I'm headed to the holy city, the holy city.
To you, my Yadu, I lift up my soul. And trusting you, he always kept me whole. And left my enemies deep in their holes. Let none that wait on Yahweh be ashamed. But shame on those who sin without a cause. Show me your ways, please teach me your laws. Oh Elohim of my salvation, I'm staying down and patient. As a child, all the while I'm waiting. Remember not the sins of my youth. Lead me in your truth, and he'll give your soul ease. The earth shall remain inherited by a seed. The secret of Yahweh who fears Elohim, of who believes everything. And to every word spoken, you can't take heed unless you hear somebody curse. You know you did the same thing. That's why I'm begging Yah for mercy and His love and kindness, cause I know that I ain't worthy.
overseas. Captivity is taking hold upon me. Put frighten me and now we flee from fallen leaves. The ground and grief from all the blood our people see. And now we cry, where is the word from Elohim? And so we said that we are his wives to be submissive, but we dismiss it. It is of this reason we have fallen victim to the lies that your root will pray and pursue. Rebellious of the son, forgotten that he is one. Broken the holy ordinance, rejection of reproof. Then acknowledge what we do. Now we return back to the truth.
Yah's word is the truth. Yah's decrees is the proof. Local 12 just released the scoop. It's the summer of Sam. They calling it Tam. Made us worship the son of man. And somehow that the moon, they stole our style and gave it to Rothschild. Now we exalt the vow, but hit the turnstile. Yah's Nabi set the crooked things straight. Praise Yah from the rising to the evening to the closing the gate. Exposing the fake. Yah give the truth a daybreak. Now the liars can't escape and the haters can't relate to the light the truth makes. See the wicked's pride deflate. The adore Yah, magnify Yah, cut his grace.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise and honor to the Holy One of Israel, to the Creator of the heaven, the earth, the sea, and all that is therein, is by saying hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yah. Yah is righteous, Yah is holy, and let Yahweh be magnified. Once again, we are here on this great and glorious day, even this sixth day, to bring you another program of nothing but the truth. And we apologize for starting a little late due to the fact that we've been having problems with our Facebook program. And so if you're trying to view on Facebook, you want to go over to YouTube. And we're still working on it. But we praise the mighty Yah that he has even allowed us to come before you another day, even this sixth day. As a matter of fact, that's what our program will be about today, is the sixth sign, sixth season, sixth day, as well as 6 year. Because the Most High only has 7 different signs, 7 different seasons, 7 different days, and 7 different years. And it's important to know them all because the Almighty said, to everything there is a season, a time to every purpose under heaven. So there is no time that don't have purpose, because every time has purpose under heaven. And we're bringing to you the various times. Today we're going to talk about the 6. But before we get into our program today, once again, my name is Mowreh IshiYAH Yisrael of the House of Israel, located right here in Cincinnati, Ohio, 1907 Vine Street. Bringing you another program of nothing but the truth. And yes, it is true. All we're going to do is tell you the truth. For Yah ordained me to tell you the truth. And this is what I'm going to do. But who is this Yah that we speak of? Who is this Yah that we would had a nerve to tell you what he had to say and what he wanted to say? And why is his words important? Well, the reason why his words are important is because this Yah, who we speak of, is the creator of the heaven, the earth, the sea, and all that is therein is. Yah is the Elohim of our fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, Yitzhak, and YIsraEL, who you might know as Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This Yah is our king. He's our lawgiver. He's our savior, and not just of Israel, but of the world. And so we bring to you his words, the word of Yah. And as I stated before, we're going to discuss the 6 and why. What is so important about this 6? And I may add, we're going to bring you all the various dates and times, since every time I have a purpose. We're going to bring them all to you so you can understand the purpose in which Yah would do what he would do at the time that he did it. Or we will give you the time that Yah did what he wanted to do. And we're going to bring to you his purpose for doing it at that time. Because the Creator told us his times and season. And oftentimes what we do, we make up our own purposes and we make up our own time. And this is total contrary to the Most High. And let me show you what the Creator let us know concerning time. You'll find this in the book of Ezekiel, or not Ezekiel, I apologize, the book of Isaiah, the 46th chapter, because this is why this 6 is so important. Again, we here on this great 6th day to discuss Yah's signs, seasons, days, and years. And watch what it says. In the book of Isaiah 46. In the book of Isaiah 46, I'm going to read, starting at the 9th verse. This is what it says. Remember the former things of old, for I am Elohim, and there is none else. I am Elohim, and there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. And so the Almighty is letting us know he is the one. First of all, he's the only Elohim. And there's none else other than him. And this is what we witness and tell the people all the time. There's only one Elohim. We only have one Father. One Creator made us all. He only got one law, one people, one king, one shepherd, one prince that he will have over all the people. And he let us know who he is. He let us know who his one people is, his one law is, his one king is. And he let us know the ending from the beginning. And oftentimes when I'm teaching, especially about Yah's signs, seasons, days, and years, I frequently get people asking me why he always going back to the beginning. Why he always going back to Genesis to talk about when something was made. Well, because the Creator told us to remember the former things. Where do you think the former things began? And we have to go there because, as you can see, our people don't know the ending from the beginning. They actually think the ending is the beginning, but it is not. And I'm going to show you that today concerning the 6, because the 6 is that important. Watch what the Creator let us know in the book of Jeremiah, the 6th chapter. Turn there, Jeremiah 6. In the book of Jeremiah, the 6th chapter, this is what it says in the 16th verse. Thus says Yah, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths. And our people don't even want to know the old paths. I go back to Genesis and I get criticized. There's nothing older than Genesis. There's nothing older than the beginning. The beginning is the beginning. How are you going to know the future without knowing the past? Furthermore, it says, let me read that again for you. Thus says Yah, stand ye in the ways and see, and as for the old paths, where is the good way? And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they say we will not walk therein. And that's exactly what's going on now. That's what people are saying without even saying it. We're not going to walk therein. We're not going to do that. That's too old. They witness for themselves, and we got to witness for ourselves. They did what they did, and we got to do what we do. And that makes no sense at all. Because the scripture said there's nothing new under the sun. And watch this in the book of Ecclesiastes. Turn there. And what are we discussing tonight? We're discussing the 6. The 6th sign, the 6th season, the 6th day, and 6th year. Since the Creator said, let these lights be for signs, seasons, days, and years. And this is the 6th one. We dealt with the 3rd. And what was the 3rd? What did it represent? Well, the 3rd was a sign that let you know that Yah has separated the Sabbath, his people, his priests, and his prophets. This was the sign. And we brought that out all through the scriptures. And not only was the sign, he did it in the 3rd year, or the 3rd day, or the 3rd season, because this is the sign that he gave us. Not no crescent, not no full moon. This was the sign. Then we dealt with the 4th. And what was that a sign for? Well, that was a sign to let you know, now that you're separated, you can praise Yah. And we went throughout all the various scriptures to show and to demonstrate in the 4th year, that's when you praise Yah. Why? You praise him for the fruit that you were bringing to him to praise him, because it was holy. Why you think he told you to remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy? Because that was the 4th commandment. Why you think Yehuda who the scriptures say your brethren shall praise and bow to, was born forth. And why do you think on the fourth day, that's when he made the lights of heaven for his praise? And since he did that, he said, from the rising of the sun until the going down of the same, Yah's name is to be praised. Because this was the fourth sign, season, day, as well as year. And then we brought to you the fifth sign, the fifth season, the fifth day, as well as the fifth year, where Yah said he will increase you, because the fifth represented Yah's increase. As a matter of fact, this was the first day that Yah would even bless anything in that day. Yes, the fifth day. No wonder the fifth year he said we can eat, and he will yield unto us its increase. Because that's what the fifth represented. No wonder the fifth commandment said, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which Yah thy Elohim giveth thee. Because it represented Yah's increase. But now we're discussing the sixth. And what do it represent? What do it mean? What is its purpose? In the book of Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter, and watch what it says. And I'm going to read the 8th verse. It says, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. So the Almighty said, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And you're about to see how important the ending is. Not only are you going to see how important the ending is, you're going to see the ending from the beginning. And this is what we're trying to bring to you today. That's why it's important to talk about the six. Because you're going to see something about the six that you should know. But the Creator said he had to make the crooked things straight. And so you won't think I just put words in the Most High mouth. Oh, in his book, let me show you that. In the book of Isaiah 42. In the book of Isaiah 42, this is what the Creator said, starting at the 13th verse. Yah shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. And he has a lot of enemies. I have long time holding my peace. I've been still and refrain myself. Now will I cry, like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once. I will make waste mountains and hills, dry up all their herbs, and I will make the rivers islands, and I will dry up the pools. And I will bring the blind by a way that they knew not. I will lead them in paths that they have not known. And just be honest, these paths you just hadn't known. And you just didn't know. So I can understand why one might be perplexed, because they just didn't know this. And I know it takes a minute to check it out and look it up and search it out and see what it's about, I understand that. Because you just didn't know. But know that the Almighty said he would do this. Again, I will lead them in paths that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them, and crooked things straight. These things will I do unto them, and not forsake them. Because we have a lot of crooked things in our midst. For hundreds of years, we've been told crooked things. And one of the most, or the worst crooked thing that we have been deceived about is the ending from the beginning. That's why everything is turned inside out. That's why everything is upside down. And the Almighty said he was going to make these crooked things straight. So let's get right to doing just that. And we're talking about the 6. And let's begin this discussion in Genesis, the 1st chapter. No, people don't want to go back there, but that's where we're going. Genesis, the 1st chapter. And I want you to see what the Almighty did on the 6th day so you can understand what the future holds for us. In the book of Genesis, the 1st chapter, the 24th verse, it says, And Elohim said, Let the earth bring forth the living creatures after its kind, cattle and creeping thing, and the beasts of earth after his kind, and it was so. And Elohim made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And Elohim saw that it was good. And I noticed in the book of Genesis, the 1st chapter, when the Creator created and made everything on this day, he saw that everything was good. But in the 2nd day, he never even said that. Let me just show you that real quick so you can understand what I'm saying. Because every time have a purpose. And watch what the Creator said in the 6th through the 8th verse. And this is when he made the heavens. And he said, and Elohim said, Let there be firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And Elohim made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And Elohim called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the 2nd day. And this is the only day the Almighty did not say, and I saw that it was good. But why didn't the Most High say that? Well, the reason he didn't say that, because he wasn't finished with the heavens. As a matter of fact, in the book of Genesis, the 1st chapter, the only day, the only thing that took 2 days to make was the heavens. He started it on the 2nd day, but you notice on the 4th day, the 14th verse, it says, and Elohim said, Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven. Because he already made heaven, but he didn't put nothing there. He didn't complete it. He didn't finish it. Matter of fact, that's what the word good means. The word good means to complete. How can something be good and it ain't even completed? It ain't even done. It's not even finished. But that's what it means. When he said, I saw that it was good. He was saying, well, I see it's good. This is completed. This is good enough. But the heavens he completed on the fourth day. Again, in the 14th verse, it says, and Elohim said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to separate the day from the night, and let them be for signs, for seasons, for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And Elohim made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and a lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And Elohim set them in the firmament of heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to separate the light from the darkness. And Elohim saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And that's what happened on the fourth day. Second day, only day that it took 2 days to complete. Because Yah said, let every matter be established by 2 or more witnesses. This was a good thing that it took 2 days. That's how peculiar and special. Why? Because the second represents his name. And the fourth represents his praise. And what do you think we're praising? We're praising his name. No wonder the second and the fourth day have a lot to do with one another, in which we're going to bring to you. But then on the fifth day, it was the very first time the Almighty had determined and decided and desired to bless. That's why it says in Genesis, the 1st chapter, the 22nd verse, and Elohim blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, fill the waters and the seas, and let fire multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. This is the first time where you would even see the word blessed being used, because that's when he desired and determined. No wonder the fifth represents Yah's increase. But now we're on the sixth. And he made the cattle and brought forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing after his kind, beasts of the earth after his kind. And Elohim made the beasts of the after his kind, the cattle after their kind, every creeping thing upon the earth after his kind. And look what Yah says. And Elohim saw that it was good. This was a good thing. Also, just like all the other days, this was good. Even the first day, Yah said when he made light, let there be light. And when he made that light, it says, and Elohim saw the light, that it was good. Because every day, he began to see that this thing is good. So he made the beasts and the creeping things and the cattle, and this thing was good. But watch what happens when he made man. 26th verse. And Elohim said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the fowl of the air, over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So Elohim created man in his own image. In the image of Elohim created he him. Male and female created he them. And Elohim blessed them. And Elohim said unto them, be fruitful and multiply and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And Elohim said, behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth where therein wherein there is life. I've given every green herb for meat, and it was so. And watch the 31st verse. And Elohim saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Because he only had one more day to make anything. And everything else he had already saw that it was good. But when he made man, he said everything that he saw, everything he had made. Because now the only thing that was left was man. He saw that it was very good. And there's a difference between man and everything else. Because the Almighty said he made man in his own image and after his own likeness. And that's why the Creator said, better is the end of a thing than the beginning. And I'm going to show you that. Look in the book of Exodus 16. Because something happened in the book of Exodus 16. I remember discussing this with our beloved teacher and brother who's not with us no longer, Mowreh IshiYAH. And people who know him telling the truth. And he brought out the fact that the very first time the Creator woke him up to the realization, the ending from the beginning, it was in Exodus 16. And he showed him that the Sabbath day did not start in the evening as the Jewish people were teaching and had us to believe. Because we all Israelites, we were going from evening to evening, just like the Jewish people were teaching and had us to believe. We believed that the day began at night as they were teaching and still teaching unto this day. And of course, many of our people still believe this. But Yah had a servant that would teach us otherwise. Now people began to lie and say he got this from some white people or some religious people, which was a total lie, that he got this from the Most High. And this is what we began to do. And we went around the country teaching and showing people that what Yah had showed him was the truth. And of course, this separated many people, which is understandable because that's what the Creator said he would do. He said he separated the day from the night. So consequently, many of our people had to take sides. And many took the night, and many people took the day. And this is where we at today. One side or the other. So it was not his servant Mowreh IshiYAH. It was the choices that we made. And furthermore, to be quite frank with you, and y'all know I'm telling you the truth, when the Almighty first showed me that indeed he has a calendar in the scriptures called signs, seasons, days, and years. Not called a calendar. I just use that to get you to identify with what I'm speaking about. This is where he woke me up. This is the chapter, the same chapter he showed me to let me know these dates and times in the scriptures are real and they're not old. They are old, but they are current and they will be the future. And these are the dates that we should be living by, not these various calendars that our enemies have given us. And we're going to prove to you beyond a shadow of a doubt what I'm telling you is the truth. But watch this in the book of Exodus 16, because we're talking about the 6. And I'm going to show you how the 6 actually, as well as the 7, but especially the 6, will make the crooked things straight. And watch what it says, starting at the first verse, Exodus 16. And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day of the second month after their departing out of the land of Egypt. So the Almighty dated this time just like he date many and most times in the scriptures. And he's not dating these times for vanity. These times and dates are not commentary. This is the word of Yah. And he's going to show you what these dates and times mean. But here it is. When we went into the wilderness of Sin between Elim and Sinai, he told us it was on the 15th day of the second month after their departing out of the land of Egypt. Now we know when we departed out of the land of Egypt, it was on the 15th day of the first month. So the 15th day of the first month, and now we're at the 15th day of the second month, it don't take a rocket scientist to know that's 30 days. Nor do it take a rocket scientist to know that that's a month. So a month later, we were in the wilderness of Sin. And watch what it says happened. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moshe and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto them, would to Elohim we had died by the hand of Yah in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full. For ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. This kind of hard to believe, because when we came out of Egypt, we came out with great substance. We came out rich. We came out with everything. And here it is, 30 days later, we already complaining about hunger. We already hungry. That's how long it took before we began to complain after being free for 30 days. And watch what it says. Then says Yah unto Moshe, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. And it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. And this is what we're talking about, the 6th. So he's letting us know the 6th day is going to be different and more unique and more peculiar than the other days. Now, all the other days, they unique and peculiar also. But he's letting you know something unique about the 6th. And what he's telling us, we're going to prepare twice as much. 6th verse. And Moses and Aaron said unto all the children of Israel, at even, then ye shall know that Yah hath brought you out of the land of Egypt. And in the morning, then ye shall see the glory of Yah, for that he heareth your murmurings against Yah. And what are we that we murmur against us? And Moshe said, this shall be, when Yah shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full, for that Yah heareth your murmurings which ye murmur against him. And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against Yah. And Moses was letting them know they don't control nothing. We got people talking about us because we teaching every day and talking about what we teaching. And your murmur ain't against us, it's against the Most High. We don't control nothing. We're nothing. We're just dust, bringing you the word of Yah. If you believe that this is not the word of Yah, then you pay no attention to it at all. But why be a scorner? Why murmur? Why complain and be mad? It ain't against us. It's against Yah. And watch what Yah said. 9th verse. And Moses spake unto Aaron, say unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, come near before Yah, for he heard your murmurings. And it came to pass, as Aaron spake unto the whole congregation of the children of Israel, that they looked toward the wilderness, and behold, the glory of Yah appeared in a cloud. And Yah spake unto Moshe, saying, I've heard the murmurings of the children of Israel. Speak unto them, saying, at even ye shall eat flesh, and in the morning ye shall be filled with bread, and ye shall know that I am Yah your Elohim. And it came to pass that at even the quails came up and covered the camp. And in the morning the dew lay around about the host. And when the dew that lay was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness there lay a small round thing, as small as the hoarfrost on the ground. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, it is manna, for they was not what it was. And Moshe said unto them, this is the bread which Yah hath given you to eat. So in the evening, he brought us quail. And what evening was it? Well, it was the evening of the 15th, because that's the day we complained. That's the day we murmured. And that's the day that we came into the wilderness of sin. But then the morning after that evening, he brought us this bread, this small round thing. And it's the bread which Yah have given us to eat. 16th verse. And watch what the Most High says. This is the thing which Yah have commanded. Gather of it every man according to his eating, an omer for every man, according to the number of your souls. Take ye every man for them which are in your tents. And the children of Israel did so, and gathered some more, some less. And when they did meet it with an omer, he that gathered much had nothing over, and he that gathered little had no lack. They gathered every man according to his eating. And Moshe said, let no man leave it until the morning. In other words, this bread was something that you gathered it that day, and you ate it that day. But you couldn't leave it until the next day, which was in the morning. Notwithstanding, and you're going to see that the morning is the next day, not that evening, but that morning. And watch what it says. 20th verse. Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto Moshe, But some of them left of it until the morning, and they bred worms and stank. And Moshe was wroth with them. And they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating. And when the sun waxed hot, it melted. And it came to pass, because we're here to talk about the sixth, that on the sixth day, they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers instead of 1, for 1 man. And all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moshe. And he said unto them, this is that which Yah have said. Tomorrow. You notice he said tomorrow. Because everywhere in the scriptures where it says tomorrow, it's talking about the next day. So when you see in the scripture where it says tomorrow is the new moon, it's not talking about no moon at all. It's talking about tomorrow is the new month. And it was exactly the new month. They would say tomorrow is the new moon, but then they would look that night and then they would say, oh, tomorrow is the new moon. Well, I thought the new moon was tonight. Tomorrow always means the next day. And watch what it says. 22nd verse. And it came to pass that on the 6th day they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for 1 man. All the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses. And he said unto them, this is that which Yah have said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto Yah. Bake that which ye shall bake today, and seed that ye will seed. And that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning, because tomorrow starts in the morning. That's why in one part of the scripture say tomorrow, and the next part is say in the morning, because tomorrow is in the morning. And they laid it up till the morning, as Moshe bade, and it did not stink, neither was there any worm therein. And Moshe said, eat that today, for today is a Sabbath unto Yah. Today ye shall not find it in the field. 6 days ye shall gather it. But on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath, in it there shall be none. And of course, as I said, this is what our beloved Mowreh IshiYAH seen. But let me show you what I seen. Once I seen this, and I seen that the Almighty let us know when all this began on the 15th day. Well, since we had to gather the manna for 6 days, I knew that 15th had to be the 7th day. Because the first day we began to gather the manna, it had to be on the first day, for the Almighty said, gather it 6 days, and on the 6th day, gather twice as much, and tomorrow, after the 6th day, will be the 7th day. And this is what we began to do. So if the 15th was the 7th day, as we know it have to be, then that could only mean the 16th was the very first day of the week when we began to gather the manna. And we gathered this manna the 6 days. And then on the 7th day, it didn't bring no worms. It didn't stink, because on the 6th, we gathered twice as much, because the Almighty blessed the 6th day. This is the day that he will command his blessing, and he gave us the bread of 2 days. And we did twice as much work, but we got twice as much blessing. And why? So that we will not have to do anything on the 7th day, which only could mean that if all this began on the 15th, on the 7th day, then that can only mean that the 22nd day of this second month was a Sabbath day, was the seventh day. And this is when our people, as a nation of people coming out of Egypt, this was the first time they kept the Sabbath day collectively as a nation of people together. Watch what it says in the 27th verse. And it came to pass that there went out some of the people on the seventh day to gather, and they found none. And Yah said unto Moshe, how long refuse ye to keep my commandments and my laws? See, for Yah have given you the Sabbath. I'm giving you rest. Therefore he giveth you on the sixth day the bread of 2 days, because that's when he will command his blessing. Abide ye every man in his place. Let no man go out of his place on the seventh day. So the people rested on the seventh day. And I may add, the Sabbath day is only 7 days apart. Why do you think we come together every 7 days? Because it's only 7 days apart. And if this is true, and we know that it is, 7 days before the 22nd, when we kept the Sabbath and we rested on the Sabbath, was the 15th. And 7 days before that was the 8th day of that month. And 7 days before that was the first day of that month. And if you go 7 days before that, you're going to be in the first month. But guess what 7 days before the first day of that second month is? The first month, the 24th day of the first month. And 7 days before that, guess what it will be? The 17th day of that first month. And 7 days before that is the 10th day of that first month. And you're going to see why all that's important. And 7 days before that, before the 10th, is the third day of that first month. And to show you that I'm telling the truth, the very first month began on the 4th day of the first month. And 3 days after that 4th day, which was the Sabbath day, is the 7th day. The first Sabbath was on the 3rd day of the very first month, the very first year, 3 days later. And look what the Creator let us know in Exodus, the 12th chapter. In Exodus, the 12th chapter, the very first verse, and Yah spake unto Moshe and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year unto you. And we know there is no month that began before the 4th. That's when he made the lights for signs, seasons, days, and years. That was the beginning of the very first month. And the day after he made the sun, moon, and stars for signs, seasons, days, and years was the first day. And the day after that was the second day of that month. And 3 days later, on the Sabbath day, was the third day of that month. And that was the Sabbath. That's how we know in the third verse of Exodus 12. Watch this. Speak ye unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb, according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house. And what day was that on? Well, 7 days from the 3rd is the 10th day of that first month. This is when we separated the lamb. And why? Because the lamb was holy. And why? Because the Sabbath was holy. And why? Because the third represents what Yah will separate as holy. Why you think he sanctified his people on the third day? Why you think he told you to bring your tithes in the third year and said it's the year of tithing? Why do you think all the various prophets were sanctified on the third day? Because this is Yah's signs, seasons, days, and years. And if the 10th was a Sabbath, and we know it was, well, the 17th of the first month was the Sabbath. The 24th also had to be a Sabbath. And 7 days after the 24th had to be the first day of the second month. A Sabbath. And the 8th day of that month had to be a Sabbath. And the 15th of that same second month was a Sabbath. And then the 22nd, when Yah had all of our people, the very first time we as a nation rested on the Sabbath day was on the 22nd of the second month that we came out of Egypt in the first year. And so we did this by learning the ending from the beginning. And little do people know that the ending of our work was on the 6th. That's why we did twice as much work. The 7th day we rested. Seconds. It's the end, the very end of the week. But when we ended all our work, when the work, and we did twice as much, it was the 6th. And let me show you what this means. Go to the book of Ezekiel 46. In the book of Ezekiel 46, this is what it says. Because we talking about the 6th, when Yah will command his blessing. Why you think on the Sabbath day, 40 years in the wilderness when we ate manna, and let me tell you what the scriptures call manna.
10 seconds.
Angel food. That's what we were eating for 40 years. Of course, we didn't appreciate it, but that's what it was. In the book of Ezekiel 46, watch what it says in the very first verse. Thus says Yah Elohim, the gate of the inner court that looketh toward the east shall be shut the 6 working days. Why you think this called working days? Because the 7th, we didn't do no work. That's what the 6 represents. It represents working days. And not only working days, the 6th we do twice as much. This is where people get in trouble at on the 6th day now. Because they think they can just do just enough as they did the day before. And they don't realize they working for 2 days. Because they're going to get a double blessing. But instead of them getting a double blessing, they'll work just enough for 1 day, and then they have to find themselves doing things on the Sabbath day that they don't supposed to be doing. Because they didn't prepare themselves to work twice as much. Now, in the future, Yah saying, look, the inner court that looketh toward the east shall be shut the 6 working days. In other words, you're not even going to be able to get in this place. But watch when Yahweh will open it. But on a Sabbath, it shall be open. And on the day of the new month, it shall be open. Now, in many of your books, it say new moon. And I'm going to prove to you it wasn't talking about no moon at all. Matter of fact, this ain't even a Hebrew word for moon. This is the Hebrew word for month. Kodesh don't mean moon. This means month. And I'm going to show you that. And the Sabbath is going to be open. Just think about the Sabbath. And think about the either the new moon or the new month. Think about both. And watch what it says in the second verse. Because it's only going to be open then. And the prince shall enter by the way of the porch of that gate without, and shall stand by the post of the gate. And the priest shall prepare his burnt offering and his peace offering, and he shall worship at the threshold of the gate. Then he shall go forth. But the gate shall not be shut until the evening. In other words, these doors was open up all day long, but in the evening, it's shut. Now imagine this. If the Sabbath start at evening, it's shut. That's when the gates are shut at evening. It's never open at evening. It's shut at evening. So you wouldn't have went there in that evening anyway. And you didn't have to go in the evening. But you had to go on the Sabbath. Because the Sabbath begins in the morning. And all the 6 working days is going to be shut. And watch this. Not just the evening of the 6th day. It was shut the evening of the new month or the new moon. And when do the new moon come? According to most Israelites, it comes in the evening time. Well, the gate is shut then. When you're running outside to look at the moon, the gate is shut. But watch what happens. Likewise, the people of the land shall worship at the door of this gate before Yah in the Sabbaths and in the new moons. Not the new moons, the new months. Because the new moon, or what you think is a moon, or what you think, the Jewish people just put this in there just so that you can just keep your mind on the moon and go out at night as many of our people do. You notice it didn't say the morrow after the new moon. No, it didn't say anything about that. Because you went and worshiped every new month. You went and worshiped the day of the new month. Not the day of a new moon, because the moon is for the night and not for the day. Now you see why Yah had to make the crooked things straight. And he lets us know the ending from the beginning. The moons is not for our beginnings. The nights are not for our beginnings. These come when the day is ending. And what we have thought to be the beginning is really the ending. Why you think that little light show up then? Because that's the ending of a day, not the beginning. And this is what we have to know. Because the 6 represents the 6 working days. Furthermore, to show you that I'm telling you the truth, watch this in the book of Jeremiah 33. Because we're talking about the 6th when Yah will command his blessing. And you have to know when he will command his blessing. When our people got twice as much bread on the 6th day, that was the only day that they were able to leave the bread over until the Sabbath day. The only day. And when did our people begin to regard it? Well, in the morning, not the evening, because that's when the bread came. In the book of Jeremiah 33, this is what it says, starting at the 19th verse. And the word of Yah came unto Jeremiah, saying, Thus says Yah, if ye can break my covenant of the day. And what is the covenant of the day? And my covenant of the night. And what is the covenant of the night? And that there should not be day and night in their season. And I may add, day is the 5th covenant and night is the 6th covenant. And we're talking about the 6th when Yah command is blessing. In other words, the way you take night out of season is you start putting the moon with days, as our people are doing. The way you take day out of season, you start telling the night is really day. And that's a new day. And that's the beginning of day. But really it's night. This is how you take it out of its season. And technically, it's not you. Our people just have been tricked and bamboozled by our enemies. This is what they taught us. 21st verse. Then may also my covenant be broken with David, my servant, that he should not have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites, the priests, my ministers. Furthermore, look in the book of Jeremiah 31. The 35th verse. Thus is Yah which giveth the sun for a light by day. That's not hard, difficult at all. When we see the light, the sun, we know that's day. It's just not difficult. And the ordinances of the moon and the stars for a light by night, which divide the sea when the waves thereof roar. Yahphos is his name. And that's what happens at night. The waves begin to roar. They start going berserk. They start going crazy. The waves just start ramping up. And whereas before you can see the sand, go out at night and see how much sand you see. Man, that waves just start consuming the sand because it's raging now. But not only the waters go crazy at night, it seems like everything go crazy at night. When do you think many of the prostitutes come out? At night. The pimps, at night. When do you think they start murdering and killing? At night. When you think your house get broken in? At night. You get robbed at night. No wonder they call these people lunatics. The word lunatic comes from the word lunation, lunar. And that comes from the word moon. Because strange things start happening at night when the moon comes out. This is a truth. Of course, today, it don't matter if it's day or night because they done got time so mixed that today, the Creator said the heathen would think to change the times and the laws, and it shall be given into his hand. Now in the daytime, they rob a bank. Now in the daytime, they rob your house. Now in the daytime, they rob you, kill you, murder you. Now in the daytime, prostitutes is walking the streets. Whereas before, you only seen that at night. If those ordinances depart from before me, says Yah, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. So these ordinances are vital. And we must know the ending from the beginning. And this is what the 6 will teach you. For Yah said that's when he will command his blessing. That's how we knew this. Go to the book of Leviticus, the 25th chapter. Let me show you this. Leviticus 25. And watch what it says. 20th verse. And if ye say, what shall we eat the 7th year? Behold, we shall not sow nor gather in our increase. Then I will command my blessings upon you in the 6th year, and it shall bring forth fruit for 3 years. In other words, in the 6th, that's when Yah will command his blessings. That's how we know the 6th is peculiar and different from everything. It must be the 6th. Look what Yah has done. A lot of people say, well, how are we going to know the days of the week? How are we going to know each day? Well, we know each day from Yah's signs, seasons, days, and years. You can see the moon every day, and you still won't know what day you're in. That ain't going to tell you when the 4th day is, and the 5th day, and the 6th day, and the 3rd day, unless you know Yah's signs, seasons, days, and years. These are things that Yah himself will have to teach you and let you know. That's why Yah said he will do nothing but what he first revealed unto his servants, the prophets. All revelations come through the Most High. The heathens, they don't know this stuff. Why do you think they so mixed up? Why do you think the Almighty said, learn not the ways of the heathen? For the heathens are dismayed at the signs of heaven. They don't know. How many days in a month? A month to them was 28 days, 29 days, 30 days, and some 31 days. What kind of sense do that make? You got some heathen says 12 months this year, 13 months next year. They say 354 days in 1 year and 384 days in another year. What kind of mess is that? Well, it ain't scripture. That's what it's not. Furthermore, just to show you how important the 6th was, when Yahweh would command his blessing, gave us twice as much bread, blessed us 3 times as many years, where he commanded his blessings. Watch what it says in Deuteronomy 15. Why? Because the ending, better is the end of a matter than the beginning. And see what Yah will do in the end. If you work hard, if you do good, if you walk right, if you be right, you got a great blessing in the end. And what is the thing that Yah said we won't consider? He said we refuse to consider our latter end. And what I'm teaching you is your latter end. And what is that? The 6th. When Yah will command his blessing. I know it's the 7th day, but that's the day you rested. But there are some things you need to know, but the 6 working days is when you worked. There was a time where when I grew up, payday was on the 6th day. It was on a Friday. And everybody looked forward to it because we can take care of everything. We can take care of our bills. We can take care of everything before the weekend come in. And if we want to drink and party, we can do all that because it was the payday. You done worked all week. Now on the sixth day, you can get paid. Now, payday's on a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. It just depends. Thursday. Some people you can get paid on Sunday. The first day of the week. How you going to get paid on the first day of the week? And that's when the week begins. See how mad the world has gotten? Deuteronomy 15. And watch what it says, 12th verse. And if thy brother, a Hebrew man or a Hebrew woman, be sold unto thee, and serve thee 6 years, then in 7 years thou shalt let him go free from thee. And when thou sendest him out free from thee, thou shalt not let him go away empty. Thou shalt furnish him liberally out of thy flock, and out of thy floor, and out of thy winepress, of that wherewith Yah thy Elohim has blessed thee, thou shalt give unto him. And watch what it says in the 18th verse. And it shall not seem hard unto thee when thou sendest him away free from thee, for he have been worth a double hired servant to thee and serving thee 6 years. And Yah thy Elohim shall bless thee in all that thou doest. And why? Because on the 6th year, he did twice as much work. Matter of fact, he did 3 times as much work in the 6th year. Because that's when Yah gave him 3 times as much work to do. Because he commanded his blessing then. So it shouldn't even be hard for you to let him go. Because he done worked hard for thee these 6 years, but especially that 6. So furnish him liberally out of thy blessings. Bless his hands abundantly when you send him out free. And it shouldn't even be hard for you. Because you blessed and he's blessed. No wonder the Creator said this in the book of Exodus, the 20th chapter. The 8th verse. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. 6 days. In other words, we all got work to do, but the Almighty wanted us to do it in 6. And we can make all the excuses in the world, which I hear all the time, how I had to go to work. I had to work for the man. And they told me to come in on the Sabbath. And what was I supposed to do? Well, who do you think blessed man's hand? As a matter of fact, the 6th day that you are disregarding, that is the day that Yah made man. That is the day he made man in his image and his own likeness. And that's the day you disregarding and saying, I'm just going to do 1 day's work. And then as soon as the Sabbath day comes, oh man, I got to work today, man. I got to eat. Well, why didn't you do twice as much on the 6th? Did not he say, 6 days shall thou labor and do all thy work? And you will allow somebody who can't bless you. You will allow somebody who didn't make you after their image and likeness. You will allow somebody to tell you that you have to work on the 7th day after Yah told you to rest on the 7th day, and you will trust in him and not the Most High who made you and who blessed you, and on the day that he actually literally made man after his image and after his likeness? No wonder the Creator said, better is the end of a thing than the beginning. Because he waited to the very end to make us. And when he made us, he said everything that he made was very good. And this is the very thing that we disregard. Every time we forsake the Most High and work on a Sabbath day and not remember the 6 working days. Once again, all we can do is tell you the truth. And I can assure you, if you search the things out that we're telling you, you're going to see that we're telling you the truth. Because we're going to talk about all the various times that Yah has given us. We're not like other people. Yah gave us all our years, and it's only 7. He gave us all our days, and it's only 7. And after 7 years, all they doing is repeating. And after 7 days, all it's doing is repeating. And even though it's 12 months in a year to get to a next year, it's really only 7 months. Because the Almighty ended at the 7th month. What do you think the 7th mean? And we're going to deal with that tomorrow. So I don't want to confuse you today. We're going to deal with the 7th tomorrow. Today is the 6th. And until tomorrow, Yah love you. And so do I. Shalom.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.